Robert, let's get to some election stuff, because I'm trying to make sense of what's going on in this and trying to piece this story together with other news that people are saying, pay attention to the guy who just got arrested for other charges. It's all intertwined, yada, yada. Okay, there's a defamation computer hacking lawsuit filed by an individual, a plaintiff named Koenig, who's suing the two people from True the Vote for defamation. What else? Computer fraud, on the basis that these individuals somehow hacked some private information about the plaintiff Koenig as relates to alleged fraud in the voter process. You'll have to, fill me and fill the world in on the details. But the plaintiff is suing two individuals from True the Vote. They claim that they're FBI informants or confidential informants, and that they can't disclose the identity of one of the individuals with whom they were acting in concert with respect to this whole plot, which was to hack the computers, find personal information that was allegedly used to out Koenig, that led to the harassment of the CEO of the, I'll get his name. And now they're on the verge of being held in civil contempt and being imprisoned for not disclosing the name of their source. Help it make sense to someone who is not thoroughly familiar with this law, with what's going on right now.
I mean, to me, it's abuse of contempt power, because, so you have a election company that was alleged to have ties to China that they had not disclosed. And so they sue to try to find out how these people, purportedly they sue them because they claim that they don't have any ties to China. Or not the ties that were alleged. And the court grants you're supposed to go through a process. You answer the complaint, you go to discovery, you go to motions to dismiss, etc. All that thrown out. And immediately the judge is demanding extraordinary disclosure of extraordinary information on pain of civil contempt right at the beginning of the case. So, this is irresponsible judicial behavior. This is an old Reagan appointee is the judge, and senior status. He actually said there's no higher security status. Apparently, according to published reports, there's no higher security status than a federal judge. Really? Is this the same federal court system that just said they can't take a look at, and no other federal judge can take a look at those super secret classified files the Fed stole from Trump? See how hypocritical this is? How completely contradictory this is?
I read that where I did not know that judges had clearance. Am I wrong? Do they have?
He doesn't. There's certain circumstances where he has it, but to say he has the highest, no. And if that's the case, then did the 11th Circuit lie? Did the special master lie? Because that's a long-standing, that's a FISA court judge, special master, who said, I can't look at anything classified. So who's telling the truth? This federal judge or the other federal judges? Because one of them is lying, flat out lying. It tells you a lot about, sadly, federal courts.
Well, no
matter who appoints them, a lot of them are just not reliable.
Well, so this is the lawsuit that's currently underway. Is according to the defamation and computer fraud lawsuit, Koenig filed. That's the plaintiff. The Chinese American CEO, and this is what now I understand what people were emailing me about 2 weeks ago. The founder, Eugene Yu, and his family had to leave their home due to threats from True the Vote supporters after Phillips and Engelbrecht, those are the two defendants who are for True the Vote, worked with Dinesh D'Souza on 2000 Mules, spread lies at events and on podcasts. The company is a vehicle for the Chinese Communist Party to manipulate U.S. elections. Allegations of a lawsuit, YouTube overlords. The same day Koenig sued, Hoyt, that's the judge, issued a temporary restraining order directing Phillips and Engelbrecht to identify each person involved in taking Koenig's data. That's on the substance. The saga took an unexpected twist October 4, when Yu was arrested by local police in Michigan, working with investigators from Los Angeles districts. And what was his business was fraud, I think.
Well, it turns out he does, in fact, have voter information located in China, which purportedly he said, which I guess he swore under oath previously he did not. So he's suing the True the Vote people, saying, these Chinese ties, I don't know what you're talking about. And then he ends up arrested by a left-wing DA in L.A. because they find out, he does, in fact, have he's storing stuff in China.
Well, they're saying it's his arraignment, Los Angeles, charges of grand theft by embezzlement of public funds and conspiracy to embezzle public funds. So, Robert, they're going to say
the grounds is that he got the funds on the basis that he was not secure. He wouldn't have servers with voter data in China, and it turns out he did.
Okay,
according to the indictment.
Okay, very interesting. Now, Robert,
and yet this judge, imagine the same day a suit. I mean, TROs are almost never granted. You have a federal judge on the same day rushing in, signing a TRO, demanding disclosure of information. I mean, well, what's the grounds for that TRO? A TRO is an extraordinary relief, almost always denied, that seeks emergency injunctive relief that can't fix something otherwise. What's his ground to disclose information? This is accelerating discovery using civil contempt power and emergency injunctive power. The judge is misusing and abusing it. I mean, that's what's happening. It's extraordinary, this eager rush to help someone who is a criminal, an accused criminal at this point, who is in fact apparently engaged in questionable conduct concerning China and our election data. And the federal judge is eager to cover up for him and say, who is it? Who is it that's ratting these people out? Who is it that's disclosing this? That this was not a fair grounds of a TRO. And now he's saying, if you don't give me the names on Monday, I'm going to lock you up until you do give me the names. I mean, it's extraordinary. By the way, there is an informant privilege. The judges routinely refuse to disclose or force the feds to disclose informants when that information is necessary, frequently in a criminal defense. And here he's demanding all the informants' names be disclosed. What's the emergency injunctive relief based upon? But I don't see any legal grounds. Somebody can find another case where a court in a civil dispute on the same day the suit was filed demanded immediate disclosure of information or you go to jail. You won't find it. This judge is nuts. He should have been. Some of these senior status judges need to be required to retire because some of them are just lost their brains.
Well, look,
and when he's yipping away about how he has more confidential and more classified access than the president or anyone else, or as much as them, he clearly doesn't belong on the bench. But this shows you the disparity of how these courts react. If for certain institutional interests, they rush in. For major whistleblowers, they rush to attack. It's very revealing and very disturbing how this case is unfolding. It's just nuts. I very rarely, the only time I've ever seen anything this crazy is we saw variations of it in the Alex Jones case. It's a similar kind of dynamic. Once these courts get used to abusing power, they're going to keep doing it. It's going to be a green light for all of them to do it.
And I just want everyone to know that Robert is not making this up and that he's not inaccurate, nor am I. Hoyt, the judge, pointed out that as a federal judge, he has the, quote, highest security clearance of anyone in this country. I mean,
no, he doesn't. No, he does not.
And said Engelbrecht and Phillips must divulge the man's identity.
Again, if he does, then the 11th Circuit lied and the special master lied. Somebody's lying. Somebody's wrong because the special master in the 11th Circuit said, no court could look at this. It's the feds say classified. And this judge is saying, I can look at anything. I have the highest security clearance in the world. Robert, somebody's wrong.
Are the two defendants, I mean, they're from True the North, and I don't know if you know this or if you do.
They're the basis of the 2000 Mules movie, their research.
But are they FBI, were they confidential informants for the FBI, or is that question?
What they're saying is that they are part of a FBI, that they have been providing information, both to the Arizona Attorney General and other law enforcement authorities, including the FBI, as to election fraud issues. And so now the Arizona Attorney General, I told people that guy was a fake. I've been in front of his wife, who Trump foolishly appointed a federal judge, not a federal bench, not a good judge. And he lost, thank God, to Blake Masters in the primary. And he said, he's going to get to the bottom of this election fraud. Instead, he is trying to sick the FBI and the IRS also on the 2000 Mules people. So that tells you, so what's going on is they've made out serious allegations that 2000 Mules took off and the institutions, including Republican institutions, are enraged at the success of this. And their response is to try to suppress it, to try to go after people reporting it, to try to attack the people who are doing so, and weaponizing the legal system as part of that process. This injunction makes no sense. This demand of disclosure under pain of contempt makes no sense. I've never seen this happen. It just shows and people can go out there and try to find another analogous case. I would love to be able to file a suit and say, Judge, make him give me all the key information I want right now, or put him in jail. We don't do that for a reason. But this is, I call kind of the Alex Jones case disease. Courts are just starting to get more and more assertive at just ignoring the limits on their authority. And is it really a coincidence that the two people being targeted are the prime people behind the most popular movie questioning the election? And is it also a coincidence that they're coming to the defense of someone who's now been criminally charged by a left-wing prosecutor for criminal activities related to the exact substance of the allegations they were making? You'd think a federal judge would be like, hold on a second, maybe I kind of missed the boat on this one. Nope, not this guy. His arrogance exceeds his competence by a long mile.